Silence. A simple word, yet one of the most misunderstood forces in existence. People think silence is weakness, that to be silent is to be powerless. But the truth, silence is power. Silence is control. Silence is the force that makes the world uncomfortable because it demands something most people fear: self-reflection. In a world obsessed with noise, with proving, with shouting to be heard, those who master silence master everything. Think about it. Look around you. People are constantly talking, explaining, arguing, defending, seeking validation. They raise their voices, thinking volume equates to power. They believe that whoever speaks the loudest holds control over the room. But the reality? True power doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need to prove its strength. The ones who truly hold power are the ones who don't need to react. When people insult you, when they mock you, when they try to get under your skin, they want one thing: a reaction. They thrive on it. Your reaction is their fuel, their oxygen. Every time you lash out, every time you argue, every time you defend yourself, you are giving them control. You are feeding their fire. And a fire with endless fuel never dies. But take away that fuel, take away the oxygen, the fire suffocates. That's what silence does. It starves the fire. It denies them the control they so desperately crave. When you remain silent, when you refuse to engage, they don't know what to do. They panic, they scramble, because they realize, perhaps for the first time, that their words hold no weight, that their attacks have no power, that they are screaming into the void. And nothing terrifies them more than that. You see, people fear what they cannot control. They fear what they do not understand. And silence? Silence is both. It is an enigma. It is unpredictable. It is the one thing they cannot manipulate, cannot twist, cannot break. And that's why they will do everything in their power to get you to break it. They will poke, they will prod, they will push every button you have. They will test your patience, your limits, your strength, because they need to see you react. They need to know they have an effect on you. But when you refuse to give it to them, when you meet their chaos with stillness, their power crumbles. Think of life as a chessboard. Every reaction, every emotional outburst, every argument, it's a piece you give away. Most people play the game recklessly. They throw away their pawns without thinking, reacting emotionally to every little move. Before they know it, they've lost. But the wise play the long game. They don't react to every insult. They don't move their pieces carelessly. They stay still. They observe, they wait. And when the time is right, when their opponent has exhausted every trick, every move, every desperate attempt, that's when they strike, and it's checkmate. Silence is strategy. Silence is control. But silence is not just a defense, it is also an offense. Used correctly, silence can be the most devastating weapon of all. Because when you refuse to engage, when you do not react, you force people to deal with themselves. And most people are not ready for that battle. When they cannot use you as a distraction, when they cannot project their insecurities onto you, they are left with nothing but their own demons. And that is what truly scares them. Think about the lone wolf. A wolf that is cast out from the pack is assumed to be weak, alone, defenseless. But that wolf is forced to adapt. It is forced to grow. It learns to hunt alone, fight alone, survive alone. And in that solitude, it becomes stronger than any member of the pack. Its senses sharpen, its instincts refine. It becomes something more than it ever could have been had it remained dependent on the group. You are that wolf. They wanted you to chase after them, to beg for acceptance, to seek their approval. But you didn't. You walked away. And that terrifies them, because they expected you to be weak without them. But instead, you thrived. You became untouchable. Silence is not loneliness. It is solitude, and solitude is where the greatest transformations happen. It is in solitude that the greatest minds, the greatest warriors, the greatest leaders are forged. It is in silence that the weak become strong. Let them call you cold. Let them call you distant. Let them say you've changed, because you have. You are no longer controlled by their words, their opinions, their expectations. You no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer need their approval. The greatest figures in history did not waste time explaining themselves to people who would never understand. They did not waste energy arguing with those beneath them. They moved in silence. They built in silence. They became legends in silence. Let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them doubt you. Because while they are making noise, you are building, you are rising, you are becoming unstoppable. And when the time comes when you have reached the heights they said you never could, you won't even need to say, "I told you so," because your silence will have already said it for you. People will try to provoke you, to test your limits, to break your stillness. Do not let them. Stay calm, stay composed, stay silent, because silence is power, and those who master it, they master everything. Strength is not found in the noise. It is not in the shouting, the grand displays, or the endless need for validation. True strength is quiet. It is built in the moments no one sees. It is found in the discipline of showing up every day, in the resilience to keep moving forward despite the weight of the world pressing down on you. It is the foundation of those who do not seek recognition, but instead let their actions speak for them. Look at the strongest people you know. They are not the ones who boast about their struggles or demand attention for their pain. They are the ones who endure, who transform hardship into fuel. They are the ones who do not seek applause, but continue on their journey regardless of whether anyone is watching. The world is obsessed with appearances. People want to be seen as strong rather than truly be strong. They perform strength, acting as though they are untouchable while inside they are fragile, easily broken by the slightest adversity. True strength does not need an audience. It is built in the dark, in the quiet moments of effort and sacrifice. Discipline is the backbone of strength. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline remains. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That is where real power lies. There is no shortcut, no magic formula. Strength is a choice made over and over again. It is waking up early when no one will know. It is pushing forward when quitting would be easier. It is saying no to distractions that pull you away from your purpose. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a part of life. But those who grow, those who rise above, are the ones who learn to turn their pain into power. They do not let hardship break them. They let it mold them into something greater. Every setback, every failure, every betrayal, It all becomes part of the fire that forges them into something stronger than before. Most people fear hardship. They avoid discomfort, seek the easy path, and then wonder why they never grow. Strength is found in the struggle. It is forged in adversity. No one becomes great without first enduring difficulty. The mountain climber does not reach the peak by taking the easy road. The warrior is not made by avoiding battle. Growth requires resistance. It demands effort. There will be moments when you feel alone, when it seems like no one understands the path you are on. That is where true strength is tested. Will you keep going when no one is watching? Will you continue when the applause fades? Will you persist even when the road seems endless? Those who succeed are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refused to stop. Your greatest competition is not the people around you. It is not the doubters, the critics, or the ones who try to pull you down. Your greatest battle is with yourself, the part of you that wants to quit, the part that seeks comfort over growth, the part that whispers, "It's too hard." Strength is overcoming that voice. It is choosing to rise despite the resistance. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Your strength is not defined by the approval of others. The ones who doubt you, who underestimate you, they do not matter. What matters is what you build, what you create, how you rise. Let your results speak for you. Let your success be the answer. At the end of the day, strength is not about being invincible. It is not about never falling. Strength is about getting back up every single time. It is about refusing to stay down. It is about knowing that no matter how hard the world tries to break you, you are unshakable. So stand tall, move forward, build in the shadows. Let your strength be silent but undeniable. And when the world finally realizes what you have become, it will be too late for them to stop you.